Our nationwide search is nearing its final stages. Culinary glory awaits just one amateur cook with their winning recipe. This can only be Britain's Best Dish 2010.
Scotland is known for its bitterly cold winters, and that leads to a tradition of fantastic baking.
There are some great smokehouses in Scotland.
It's all about a winning recipe. This is Britain's Best Dish.
Hello and a warm welcome to Britain's Best Dish, the competition that puts aspiring home cooks to the test by seeing if their favourite recipes can cut it on the national stage. Now, since we started, the judges have tasted a huge variety of dishes. Today, the last 6 challengers step into our cooking cauldron for the very final round of heats. They all come from Scotland and Northern Ireland, and here's what they're serving up.
In the starter kitchen today, it's fish versus fowl as locally smoked mackerel cakes takes on a chicken liver, mushroom and potato tower.
6 delicious-sounding dishes there. Sadly, only 3 of them can make it through to tomorrow's regional final. Now, let's meet the people behind the recipes. Those are our runners and riders, but let's not forget the judges who'll put them through their paces. Under starters' orders is Ed Baines. Alongside him is Gilly Goulden. And storming down the final furlong, John Burton race. What have you picked out?
Well, the thing that's caught my eye today is the starter kitchen, and we've got these very wonderful ingredients, but very affordable ingredients, using smoked mackerel, absolutely delicious if handled with care, and then we've got chicken livers. The same goes for that. You know, if you treat them like your worst enemy, you'll end up with something close to inedible on the plate, but if you treat these ingredients with care and love and attention to detail, beautiful.
Okay, thank you very much, judges. Now to today's first contest, our showdown in the starter kitchen.
Hello, I'm Morag McNaughton and I'm making Achltibui smoked mackerel fish cakes. I'm confident that this is Britain's best dish. It's using Scottish ingredients, it's full of flavour, it's got a lovely consistency and I think it looks good on the plate.
Hi there, my name is Michael Daley and the dish I'm going to be cooking today is chicken livers, sautéed potatoes and mushroom tower. The ingredients themselves, they are simple and hopefully the sort of thing is going to change people's perceptions about what it is to eat liver and to use basic British ingredients.
So the first cook-off in today's Scotland and Northern Ireland heat sees Morag with her Achltibui smoked mackerel fish cakes take on Michael and his chicken liver, mushroom and potato tower.
Smoked mackerel from Achltibui. Now then, you're going to tell us where Achltibui is, Morag.
Achltibui is on the west coast of the Highlands in Scotland.
Where did your cooking love begin?
My grandmothers are both good cooks and they both taught me to cook when I was a child and I've been cooking all my life under their influence. Looks
delicious. You've got some beautiful smoked mackerel there. And here with his livers is Michael. You've put this together for the show.
Well, yes, I think the show deserves something new and I thought I'd give it a go.
Does any part of you think that's dangerous, to do something you're not familiar with, and particularly something as complicated and subtle as liver?
Yes. In simple answers, yes, I think it is quite dangerous. But I think, you know, it's a challenge. Give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Maybe change a few opinions about chicken livers. OK, you're looking for a place in our regional final. So there's plenty at stake. Take it away.
44-year-old physiotherapist Morag thinks that her unique way of preparing fish cakes will deliver victory.
Normally you would make fish cakes with mashed potato or chopped up potato. These fish cakes are made with a white sauce. It's used to bind the ingredients and the inside of it's more like a fish pie consistency.
She will make the white sauce for her fish cakes later. So she starts by preparing a tangy tomato accompaniment with chilies and onions.
I think that perhaps a tomato sauce made like this is a little bit too strong to complement the actual fish cake. I don't know.
Next, it's on to the twist in her recipe. The white sauce she's using instead of potatoes to hopefully make her fish cakes more succulent. Then Morag roughly flakes her locally sourced smoked mackerel, adding spring onions, lemon rind and chopped up boiled eggs. Then she adds her white sauce to hopefully moisten things up a bit.
Normally when people make fish cakes, they use a mixture of potato and fish. Obviously, that's fairly straightforward. And maybe use an egg. sometimes to bring the whole thing together. She's not doing that, Morag. She's making a white sauce, a bechamel, in other words. And I actually think that's making it quite risky, because if she gets the mixture too wet, when she starts to fry the fish cake, they'll just fall apart like goo.
Once she's happy with the texture, she forms the mixture into patties. Covers them in flour, beaten egg and breadcrumbs. Now for the all-important frying, she needs to keep a careful eye on her fish cakes to make sure they don't all fall apart. Her competitor, 36-year-old Michael, is cooking a dish he's invented especially for the show and is convinced it will make him a winner today.
I desperately want to win here today. I would hate to go out at this stage. I can see the dish actually progressing with each round if I was to be successful.
I always get scared when people come on to the show having invented a dish just for the show, so I'm not sure about this one.
First, he carefully prepares the chicken livers for the base of his tower.
Michael's left his chicken livers in milk for a long time to try and take away the bitterness, and he's now cleaning them very, very thoroughly by the look. Both of those things I herald.
And actually, this soaking in milk's all right, but really you want to keep the liquid away from the livers as much as possible, because when they hit the pan, they boil if you're not very careful.
Then he gently browns the parboiled potatoes that will top the livers in his tower. Then he reveals his unusual frying method, using a ring to maintain the liver's shape.
Chicken livers are very, very delicate. You need to cook them in a really high heat, and you get this lovely caramelisation, lovely and crisp on the outside, smooth, lovely chicken livers running through the middle, and they taste wonderful. If you get that wrong, the juice comes out the liver, and it's a boil-up, really, and there's just these grey, really quite unpleasant things going on.
Whilst his livers are sizzling away, Michael cooks his mushrooms, which will nestle on top of his tower. Finally, he puts together a cream sauce infused with sage to round things off. Coming up, John and Ed squabble over the starter.
The mushroom, I'm sure it was a good idea, but Ed ate it, and I didn't get a bit.
And would you like some salt with that?
Goodness gracious, what a crust of salt going on
What's that
there.
about? Goodness me.
Welcome back to Britain's Best Dish and the final heat in our search for one cook with one perfect dish who is worthy of a £10,000 first prize. Today's show is shaping up to be a belter, actually, with three exciting cook-offs, beginning with Morag and Michael, who are almost ready in the starter kitchen. We're very close to serving up here. I'm just going to have a chat with our cooks. Are you doing the smokery at Acklety proud?
Yes, I hope so. I hope so, yeah.
How are you going?
I'm there.
Happy? All right?
Yeah. Things have went okay, I think. Mushrooms and
No
everything.
tricky moments for you?
No.
No? OK. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Yep.
Plate up.
So which dish is bound for tomorrow's regional final? Will Morag's decision to use a white sauce instead of potatoes successfully create the succulent smoked mackerel fish cake she's hoping for? And how well will her tangy tomato sauce with a chili zing complement the dish? Or will Michael's brave gamble on a brand new dish pay off? Has he succeeded in cooking his livers just right to create a sumptuous tower, featuring delicately fried potatoes and mushrooms, all topped off with a creamy sage sauce?
All right, we will now begin the tasting.
Normally when I finish doing the fish cakes, I bought them in kitchen roll just to take a wee bit of the greasiness away. And I completely forgot to do that. I hadn't realised that until after I'd plated up. So they may be a wee bit greasier than I would like.
Start us off today, Gilly.
I think that those little fish cakes are really lovely. I think they've got a nice seasoning to them. They're nicely cooked. The little bit of spring onion really picks them up. I absolutely don't understand this very curious tomato dish on the side, because I don't think it goes with the fish cakes. But her little fish cakes are lovely and a really nice starter.
Thank you, John.
Ditto. I mean, I think that the fish cakes are lovely, and you can taste the lovely sweetness and richness of the smoked mackerel. I love smoked mackerel. Tomato relish here, absolutely no. It doesn't belong on this dish. It blows the flavour of the fish. Something like a beautiful horseradish cream would work.
Ed?
Lovely fish cakes. They remind me, actually, slightly of the sort of the fish cakes you get down at the chip shop, but these ones are better. But they've got that kind of texture, bit rougher inside, which I like, but very good fish cakes, very, very good.
Well done, Morag. We move on to Michael's tower of chicken livers and other things, mushroom potato, that he's created especially for the programme.
Bit of a mishap by forgetting to add on the truffle oil. A bit annoyed with myself, to be honest with you. But that's it. I think it should be OK.
John, you start us off.
The idea of this dish was a very good one. I love the combination of mushrooms, chicken livers, lovely soft potato, little creamy sauce. What could be wrong with that? Tell you what could be wrong with that, the way it's been made. The way this has been constructed is that you've got the livers pressed into a ring mould to build up this tower, and the livers that have had contact with the pan are fine. But then beyond that, they've boiled. And as they boil, they get very metallic and then very tough. And then you've got this lovely soft potato that's done really beautifully. The mushroom, I'm sure it was a good idea, but Ed ate it. And I didn't get a bit.
Did you not?
No.
John, sorry.
I think the idea of this dish would have been lovely. It's just the technical ability of the cook that didn't quite pull it off.
Gilly?
The sage really worked very well. I thought the flavour of the sage in with the chicken livers was really nice. And I did manage to have a little bit of the mushroom and had it with the potato and the chicken livers and the cream. And that combination really succeeded. It really was pleasant. Actually, I didn't think the chicken livers were very tough. I thought they were very tender. Maybe I had the right bit.
Thank you. To you, Ed?
John's covered this dish, really, and I agree with him entirely, except the one bit he didn't have, I had, which was very nice, the mushroom.
All right, thank you very much. The judges, of course, make their decisions later in the programme.
I think that the fish cakes are lovely, and you can taste the lovely sweetness and richness of the smoked mackerel. I love smoked mackerel.
Potato and the chicken livers and the cream, and that combination really succeeded. It really was pleasant.
Scotland and Northern Ireland have done us proud all week. Now's the moment when we find out who is through to the regional final of the competition. First, the starters. Is it to be Morag's smoked mackerel fish cake or Michael's chicken liver, mushroom and potato tower? The winning starter is... Morag's fish cake. Gilly.
Great recipe, Morag. That little bit of smoked mackerel with the egg, bound by that delicate bechamel sauce, a little bit of chilli. It worked really well. The flavours came through absolutely in spade loads. Fab.
Hugely popular and some wonderful food in the Best Dish kitchens today. It finishes our heats, of course, for Scotland and Northern Ireland. A big thank you to everybody from those regions who have joined in the programme this week, not least all of you today who have done a terrific job. We're very sorry about the three who haven't made it. Now's the moment that we say goodbye to you. Wow, Morag, Philip, Nick, very well done to you. That's it for today. Join us tomorrow, though, when things get even more serious as our cooks battle it out in the last Best Dish regional final. Should be fantastic. The standard is high. Good night from us all.